been 4 months since the release of Bethesda's latest title, and opinions on Starfield have begun to sour. Steam's most recent reviews on Starfield are mostly negative, and the game's all-time reviews are now mixed. And the only thing that I can say to that is...
Called it.
Starfield is mid. That's right, I said it. Starfield is somewhat disappointing. I just think the game is a bit of a letdown. It feels like the game belongs in a bygone era, like the late 2010s. Happy New Year, everybody, and I hope 2024 is a wonderful year for us all. Today, let's look at something that happened last year but has important implications for future games. Starfield released on September 6, 2023, and on that same day, I released a video calling it boring. I, like many others, bought into the hype and some of the lies that Todd Howard fed us, and I ended up purchasing the special edition of the game, which cost $100 just so I could play it early. I think as consumers, we should all be a little bit leery of pre-ordering games, especially nowadays with these rocky releases that some games are having. And rocky is putting it mildly. And while yes, I am responsible for spending my own money, I don't fully blame myself or others who pre-ordered Starfield. We were being told that this game was going to be something special, that it was going to capture our attention for hundreds of hours. It was being gassed up quite a bit. And after all, this is Todd Howard and Bethesda we're talking about. They've definitely had a lot of fumbles in the past, but they've given us some amazing experiences and some great titles. Hope that I'd get another great experience like I did when I was younger. A world that I could get lost in, that I could spend hundreds of hours in. To say that I was a little bit disappointed would be a huge understatement. In that video where I called Starfield boring, I said that it didn't really belong in 2023, that it didn't do anything revolutionary, and I ended up giving it a B. But I honestly think I would have given it a C, maybe even worse. Unlike games in the past like Skyrim, it didn't do anything special. Bethesda didn't try anything new. In fact, they stuck to the stereotypical Bethesda formula. Sure, it might be a more enhanced version of a Bethesda game, but in 2023, 12 years after they released Skyrim, they did nothing different. And that's okay if you like Bethesda games, but you can't sit there and tell me that this game was mind-blowing, that was even worthy of a nomination of Best Game of the Year. Even if Baldur's Gate 3 and Tears of the Kingdom didn't come out this year, there's no way that this would even be considered Game of the Year. In fact, the only reason that I and others are talking about it is because it's a Bethesda game and we expected more from it. I put in 40 plus hours into that game. I tried my damnedest to get into it. I couldn't. Half the time, I was passing out at my chair. Alright, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do, chat. I'm going to do like I did the other day. I'm going to end stream now, and then I'm going to come back and play this again or be playing something else. I don't know. But this game, I need energy to play this game. Might just be a good to play before bed. I'm not gonna lie, it gets me tired, dude. If a game isn't capturing my attention 40 hours in, it's probably not the game for me. Alternatively, I put in less than 30 hours into a game called Armored Core 6, and I loved every single minute of it. It's captivating, the gameplay is fun, the story is pretty good, the mechanics are refined, and you can tell that they put a lot of passion into their game. Oh, FromSoft, you're my last hope. And that's the thing with Starfield, it doesn't feel like there's any passion in the game.
There is no passion! There is no vision!
Todd Howard had claimed he'd been thinking about this game for 25 years.
Welcome to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you. From the Elder Scrolls to Fallout, we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game.
This game does not feel like it was someone's dream to create. It feels phoned in. When I made that video calling it boring, I genuinely meant what I said, and I didn't even feel like it was that hot of a take. But while I got a lot of people agreeing with me in the comments, as you would expect, I got a lot of comments that didn't exactly like what I was saying. Now, I'm sure some people did and still do enjoy the game, but that does not mean we have to accept whatever product these publishers give us without question. And that right there is the point of this video. We should be criticizing these games when they deserve criticism. And in my opinion, Starfield most definitely deserves that criticism. The criticism I'm talking about has a point, and it's not just blind hate. Think about other games that had crappy releases. Cyberpunk, terrible on launch. But CD Projekt Red owned it. They listened to the criticism of the community, and they fixed the product that was promised to us. And look at how that game is thriving right now.
Cyberpunk 2077!
Another example that might even be a closer match to Starfield is No Man's Sky. It was also terrible on launch, missing features, buggy servers, promises unfulfilled. Look at where that game is now. And I'm sure you could think of a ton more examples for this. If a company does not give you a product that they promised, that you purchased with your money, you have at least a right to criticize it. If you buy a car from a car dealership that tells you it has features like air conditioning and others, only to find that when you drive it off the lot, air conditioning and other features are missing, that would be a problem, right? Yeah, the car still drives, but you were promised those other features, right? Again, this game took 7 years to develop, and there feels like there's so many shortcuts taken, so many corners cut. It doesn't feel like it was Todd Howard's dream for over 25 years.
Set up for people, why did you want to make this game, Starfield? Why did you want to create a new world?
You know, I think like a lot of gamers out there, we have dreamt of a game where we look to the skies and we can blast off into space and explore. We love to make games where we can explore these worlds. We've done like with the Elder Scrolls and the Fallout series, but we wanted to do something brand new where you could explore with complete freedom in the galaxy. It's a game we've always wanted to play that we think a lot of people wanted to play as well. It's kind of that dream game.
So that was a fucking lie.
Nothing exciting, nothing revolutionary, and a lot of other games do what Starfield does, but better. Does that mean Bethesda and Todd Howard have kind of lost their way? Maybe. Now, the main reason I bring this up is because I'm worried. I'm worried about the future of Bethesda games, especially Elder Scrolls 6. Elder Scrolls 6 is at minimum 4 years from release. They already showed a teaser trailer of it, which quite frankly, should never have been released so early. The same engine that was used for Starfield is going to be used for Elder Scrolls 6. Think about that. The game is still at minimum 4 years out from release, and they might use the same outdated creation engine. People should seriously have some concerns about this. We should all be worried about the future of games if they're gonna look like this. Starfield ended up making Todd and Bethesda a lot of dough, but I'm still hoping that they listen to the criticism of their audience. We don't complain just to complain, but because we want to get lost in a Bethesda title again. We want that same feeling that Skyrim, that Oblivion, that Fallout gave us. We want to feel that itch to hop on the game again over and over and over again. But I don't think a lot of people felt that way about Starfield. I know I didn't. So once again, the main point of this video is to criticize companies that don't give you the product that they promised you. It's okay to criticize. You're not a contrarian or overly negative, and you don't have to be a weird fanboy and get overly defensive when people criticize something that you like. I understand that sometimes people invest a piece of themselves into something, or they take it personally if they feel like their product, their thing that they've made part of themselves is being attacked. It's okay to hear others out if they have valid criticism. You don't have to attack them in the comments. You don't have to be toxic. Don't take it personal. Reflect on the criticism that's been given, consider what they're saying, and maybe you might come to the conclusion that they're right. It could have been a better product. I hope that Todd listens to the criticism. In my opinion, it will only lead to a better product for you and others. Thanks for watching. Let me know your opinions in the comments below about Starfield, about Bethesda, about the future of games in general. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, leave a dislike if you dislike this video, and subscribe if you're new here.
Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen PC game. We really do push the technology, so you may need to upgrade your PC for this game, but it's got a lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome.